Everyone has that.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah, it's a thinker. It's a bit of a thinker, bro. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Night Shisha. My name is Ben, this is your co-host Daniel, and today we're joined by Kaye. Welcome to the podcast.
What's happening? Thank you for having me, for real.
That's all good. Thank you for coming on. Man, we have got you on today because you are just blowing up all over my Instagram, all over my feed with 2 a.m. So we're gonna talk about that in a second, but let's just start with your story and how you started with music and what you want to do with everything in that regard.
Yeah, I've been doing music for a while. Been making music. Been in the studio since I was around 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My brother, who actually produced 2 a.m., he like introduced me to the music game. He told me everything. Told me how to write. Told me how to make beats. You know what I'm saying? So I had I wouldn't want to say I had like a lucky introduction to the music game, but I feel like I did though. You know what I'm saying? I had big bro just looking out for me off the rip. But yeah, man, like just been hustling for real. Yeah. Started dropping music properly when I was like 13, 14, just on SoundCloud. Trying, you know what I'm saying, pick a little fan base up. And then, took it serious when I was like 15, 16. Yeah. Started doing well. And then, bro, it's just grinding for real. Like, ain't really much to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like similar come up to everyone else. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy the music. You want to turn it into a career, so that's just what I'm doing right now.
And talk about like when you were starting as well. Obviously a musician, any type of musician, their voice kind of changes from when they start to when they actually find it. Yeah. Really. What did that kind of look like for you when you first started dropping on SoundCloud when you were like 13, 14? Yeah. What did that look like? Like what kind of sound did Kaye have back then?
Man, I was just making whatever. For real, like during that time, it was like, I wouldn't want to say like peak SoundCloud, but that's when like, you had Trippie Redd, you had X. It was like, the sound, what we call underground right now, was kind of what was popping back then. So I was really just trying to replicate whatever I heard. I was super into Kendrick and Tyler during that time. So yeah, like I was just, whatever like I heard that I enjoyed listening to, I was just, trying to replicate that. And I didn't really have this timer in the back of my head for me to find my sound. I was just trying to, create that love to the music first. Because I knew like, the sound's gonna come at the end of the day. You do it long enough, you're gonna find it. So just mainly just like, bro, just having fun with it. I can't really say what I was making because I was just making whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I reckon when you're like starting out as well, a lot of people get too obsessed with what other people are thinking about.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like 99% of people, they don't do what they want to do because they're scared what someone's going to think about it.
Hell yeah.
How did you combat that when you started? Or did you just ignore it? You're like, fuck it, I'm going to do this, fuck what anyone else thinks about it.
I mean, like, having the brother that I have for real, he kind of just let me know that, like, it's your career gang. You know, like, you could switch your sound for another person, but, that's their influence. Deep down inside, you want to do something else, so you want to make a certain type of music, and it's just like, just understanding that not even just this career, but like life in general, like it's yours. Like I feel like people ain't really in the habit of just doing what they want. You know what I'm saying? Purely based on discrimination or like opinions, but at the end of the day, that's how the tastemakers are made. That's how you have people in the industry for years. Because they just did what they wanted, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just, from a young age, I kind of just got that instilled in me, like, just do you. Eventually, people gonna think it's cool.
Exactly.
Eventually.
Exactly.
But until that time, you just stay on course, you just do your thing. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, when you were starting off, you say you had inspo like Trippie Redd and X, SoundCloud way. Were you making music like that? Because right now, the whole underground scene is completely different.
Yeah, hella different. Yeah. Back then, like, I mean, those were kind of just people I was listening to at the time. I was, like, mainly into, like, more of the conscious rap. So, in terms of what I made, for real, it was, like, more of the Kendrick, Joey Badass, like J. Cole type, like super like lyrical miracle, you know, like punchlines. Like I was, cause like that's what I grew up on, you know. I grew up on like T.I., Lil Wayne, where like the pen mattered, you know what I'm saying? Like what you said in the song mattered. So that was just kind of like, the type of music I was making. If I could like, you know, bar out, that was kind of my thing. And then, eventually like you hear more music, you hear like different types of music, and then that kind of contributes to you making that shift. But people like Trippie and X, like they were just kind of what I was listening to, because like young cat in high school, you know what I'm saying? That's what everyone else is listening to.
Kind of like side music.
Exactly, exactly. But what I was actually for real making was like more along the lines of like the Kendrick, J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like more just like lyrical.
You want there to be meaning behind what you're saying, you know?
Oh, exactly.
You don't want to just be like mumbling.
Exactly, yeah. And that's for real what I got taught when I was legit, you know, like, you know, words matter and words hold weight. So it's just like if someone's gonna take the time to listen to your track, you might as well say something that they don't mess with. You know what I'm saying? Like, might as well drop a gem, or like just show how creative you can get with the pen. So that's where all of that kind of stemmed from, for real. So
getting out there and doing that. Talking about X as well. Like I remember at that time, like when X was popping off, it was mainly all that loud screamo type music, and it was amazing and everything. But then, do you think you were inspired by that little shift that he made where he became extremely lyrical and his music became extremely meaningful?
Oh, hell yeah. If anything, I know people gonna hate, but if anything, I personally reckon that was like the best time for X, in my opinion. I felt like I resonated with him a little bit more, because it's like, I cared about the pen, and like to see like someone make that shift from like all that screaming and just like super rage music to like, you ever see a nigga with gold chain? You know what I'm saying? To make that switch, I was like, damn, like, okay, now I mess with you even more now. You know what I'm saying? So like I personally reckon that was, for me, like the better time for X, because I could just, you know, make that connection with him a little bit more. Because I care about the pen. Like that was like, you know, my first love. Like in as much I may do like the singing and whatever, like the R&B or whatever, like, you know, like at heart, like I'm a rapper for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll bar out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. So
you got to get people like what X did as well, is like people to kind of vibe with you, like be like, this is a fun time. I love listening to this music that you put on, you just like feeling the vibe to. And then they move on, and then you become established. You got that audience, and they're listening to actually what you say. You're getting a message across to people.
Exactly, and that's, for real, that's like the end goal, you know? I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure I get that platform. But once I get it, like, bro, I got something to say, for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of these, like the rappers you don't see like that actually blow up, they start with like that big like vibey like hit, and then they never like transform into that next level, which is where like you look at like all the greats, like obviously like J. Cole, the conscious rappers, they were like Joey Badass, they all levitated to that point, where they can actually like talk.
Hell yeah. It's just it's maturity to the music. That's all it is, and just understanding that we're trying to be here for a impactful time, not all the enjoyment and like you know, the flashy lights, you know. And I'm not trying to say like I don't have my part in that, because I enjoy like, you know, making music that you can, you know, vibe to, turn up. But at the end of the day, bro, we're here for like a purpose, and I'm just trying to get that platform first, you know.
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna really dive into the reason why I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can like build up all those fun things and get that enjoyment and everything, but if there's no foundation to it, if there's no meaningful purpose behind why you're doing the things that you're doing,
why do it?
You're gonna get to a position where you're gonna be like, this is what success was. This is what I wanted to be. You're gonna be there. You're gonna realize it means nothing because you had no reason to get there.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was like a hollow reason. The reason was because I want to enjoy myself. I want more of what I already have. Falls apart there.
For real. That's what I'm saying. Like, just maturity to the music, and just understanding that, like, you know, there's two types of artists in this world. You know, there's one that's hot right now, and then there's artists that's gonna be hot forever. You know? So I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I can be hot forever. That's all.
Exactly.
100%.
It's a good kind of position to have. I want to talk a little bit about, you said growing up, your brother was into this. And you talked a little bit about the impact that had on you in not caring about what other people think, but also, you know, drawing a parallel between myself and my brother's relationship here. How impactful do you think it was to have that older brother that is kind of paving the way for you to let's learn all those harder lessons? Not that you're not learning lessons, everyone has their own journey, but have like kind of a mentor that is so close to you in the space as well. How impactful do you reckon that was for you?
Super impactful. I feel like the Lord knew what he was doing when he paired me up with that guy. For real, you know, like I can't really show my appreciation as much as I can by like going hard with this music, but he's he's someone who's really like molded me, you know, and just understanding and mostly giving me just a mature look on the industry, you know, like, because going into this young, like you kind of just want to wild out and just do whatever, you know, and it's just, he's taking that time to really be like, look, like I've kind of tasted the industry a little bit. Being my little brother, let me just put you on some game, like do it like this, you know, like talk about this, make sure like your message is clear, make sure like you're doing it for the right reasons, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like just that mentor that I needed, even though that is my brother, like I look at him as my mentor for real, you know, like that was someone that I needed to come across at a young age, because I feel like I could have went south, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have, you know, treated this game like it was anything else, and not just be serious about it and understand that, like, you know, like I'm trying to be a forever artist. You know, like I don't want to just be here like in the moment while everything's so hot and then I die off in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he kind of just, he gave me all the right tools to understand what it really means to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it is the music and for real, like creating that love for the music. Because I feel like that's why a lot of people drop off. Like they get so hot, you know, and it's like they get the opportunities that they want, but because there was no love for the music, they ain't
doing it for the wrong reason.
Exactly. They ain't really like trying to keep going. Like they already have it. They got the cash, whatever, the materialistic stuff, and it's just like, you know, like it's deeper than just being able to flex what you have. You know, like if the music you make can't stand for 10 years, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, for real.
Yeah, you're not doing it just for like the good times and the money. You're actually doing it because this is what you like.
Oh, hell yeah, like for sure.
It's your passion.
Hell yeah. Obviously, like, you know, the money's gonna come and I'm gonna be able to put my family in a much better position. But like, for the meantime, like I love it. That's why I do it, you know. And I feel like everything that comes with it is just like a plus, you know. Like it's not like I'm forward driven for the money, but just mainly like just the platform. That's set. The money's gonna come for real, and that's with anything. The money's gonna come eventually.
100%.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna make sure that you stay consistent doing the things that you know are gonna take you in the right direction. But like we just said before as well, that the purpose, that foundation is all in the right place.
Oh hell yeah.
And you know, it's good that you grew up with your brother as your mentor in that way, because ultimately everyone growing up, they latch onto someone or something as a mentor. Yeah. Because you're like a young man, young woman, you're trying to figure out who you are in this world, right? And if you don't have like some figure to like kind of guide you in a direction, not even like all the time, like, but just something that you can set as an example in your head that you can mold yourself off of, you're gonna latch onto something else. That's why like, I know young guys, they'll be like the internet nowadays, they'll latch onto anything that's being said there, or like into the wrong stuff, because that's the only thing that was present there.
Exactly.
So I think that definitely was a blessing, having your brother there.
Bro, everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad that I saw that for what it was early, you know. Early, for real.
100%. Let's go into a little bit of a 2 a.m. The whole reason.
Oh, hell yeah.
The whole way I found you as well. I think your friend Daniel posted something to a story with 2 a.m. It's the first time I heard that song. With him and his missus, I think. And then I was just like, oh, that's fine. I checked out your account. And then I got busy and I didn't think anything of it, and then I kept seeing it everywhere, and I was just like, okay, that's cool, like let me hit him up. But talk a little bit about the vibe and the story, that kind of like sexy drill kind of style. And I looked at some of your other music as well, and it's a little bit different. It's kind of like you can see an evolution into that kind of style. Is that let's start there actually. How did you find that style? Let's talk about the process of making that song.
It was, I couldn't really break it down for real. It was just kind of the vibe in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like the chords were getting played. I was thinking of the hook, and then I know he just, with me, I'm like whatever. I'm with whatever. You know, if the vibe is what it is, I'm going with it. You know, like if we'd have made some country that night, I would have just gone with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but we just happened to fall on some sexy drill. And like, I don't know, like I be listening to like Cash, Lil Yachty and stuff. So it's just like being in that pocket is it's kind of easy for me, you know. So when them drums came in, I was like, I bet this is what we doing now, you know. And like you just kind of, you gotta make as much as you can in that space, because that's when the energy's coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So bro, I was just feeling the vibe. Like I can't really paint it. Like it kind of just happened for real. Like, you know, I can't. Yeah.
Because I seen the behind the scenes of when you were making it. Yeah. And it came naturally.
For real.
Like, it wasn't like you were like, oh, let me think of like, you just went to being like, no.
Word. Like that's what I was saying. Like I was just like, I understood the environment that I was in. I was like, bro, I am not in control. We just gonna let the vibe do its thing, and then wherever I end up, I end up. But yeah, like as you seen, like he started playing the keys, and I was just straight with the hook. I was like, I already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he had the drums, and then my homie Amar did his verse super quick. I think we would have made that whole track in like 40 minutes, gang. Like just under an hour. Like it was just like he did the melody, the drums, and then I laid the hook, and then Amar dropped the verse, and then I dropped my verse, and then that's like we just didn't touch the track, and then we dropped it. You know what I'm saying? So
and
like,
that's crazy.
It was just like. Those type of moments, you just gotta like accept the vibe for what it is and just allow it to kind of just create itself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. You can't force it. That's really interesting. So you just like walked in there with no kind of idea of that coming out of it, just feeling it.
We weren't even for real. We weren't even supposed to be in the studio that day, for real.
Right.
It was it was the last day of 2024. Yeah. And we was kind of just like, we had a few, because normally at the end of, like on the December 31st, I have like a church service that goes into the new year. You know what I'm saying? So it was around like 9 p.m. and then we're kind of like, bro, we got some time. Let's just quickly go to the studio. And that's what we made. Like while we were there for a little bit. Crazy.
That's amazing.
For real.
And like, I feel like that's when the best type of music is made.
Oh God.
It's when you don't plan it, or it's when you don't plan it is one thing, but then when you're just like flowing with it, like when you're like, obviously when you're with your guy like Amar, like you guys like float on the song together perfectly, like your voices match each other. It's not like someone, you had a really good verse and he had a really good verse, but it didn't mix. Like you guys had good verses and it mixed together well.
For real. I mean? It was just kind of like just the atmosphere, man, and just like no ego in the room. You know, like it's when we're in the studio, you know, like we look at it as like, well, we're doing it for the product. We're not doing it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the product is the song. So it's just like, no ego. We're doing whatever we can to make sure this is a hit. I don't care if you got a better verse. If your verse is the reason why we make this a hit, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if it's my verse, my hook, whatever it is. It's just like, it's just a matter of just making the song, you know, like, a hit. Like,
100%.
For real.
Like what inspired, like who do you listen to now? Because obviously growing up, you listen to the whole like Trippie Redd, X, like the whole like 2018 to 2022 kind of scene. Like now, what do you listen to other than like the sexy drill, like the Cash Cobain, the bass swag? Like,
I be I don't know if you know this girl. She from the UK. Her name's K1. She going,
I think I know her.
I be on her discography heavy. Like even if I heard the tracks, I run it back. So I'll be on her. Who else? I listen to like a lot of Yachty. A lot of Yachty. Who else? There's this guy out in LA called Major Major. He's like one of the homies from LA. He's one of his little bros. But he makes some crazy music, so I just be tapping in. Mainly like a lot more R&B stuff right now. And like I can't lie, I be bumping some of the local acts, like even the Aussie people as well. You know, like we got some talented cats up here. So I just be listening to whatever. I try listen to what I like. But I mainly just try to listen to my own music. If I'm keeping it a whole 100,000, like it never really used to be like that, but you know, like I hear the sound and I'm trying to take it somewhere. So it's like if I just have my own stuff on loop, I can just figure out I need to work on this, you know. And I feel like even just with my singing as well, like bro, I ain't no type of singer at all. You know what I'm saying? But just hearing yourself sing, you just know like, okay, next time I do it, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it better. You know, 100%. Like it's kind of like if you were an athlete and you were just watching film, you know, like let's say like I was like a sprinter or like a high jumper, you record yourself in the field, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you see your form, it's like, all right, next time I'm in a race, like I'm gonna do it like this, you know, I'm gonna fix my form up. So that's just mainly how I be doing it. I listen to my own stuff, and it's just, just fix your form up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
At the end of the day, you gotta be your own biggest critic.
Oh yeah,
you're the only person that can make that change.
On everything. People aren't, for real, I feel like people aren't harsh enough on themselves.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, I'm not saying like bag yourself and like talk down, but it's just like, no one's gonna tell you to do better more than yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you just strip that pride and ego away and just keep it a buck with yourself and be like, look, I need to work in this area, or I need to pronounce my words clear, or whatever. I need to be better with the pen, whatever it may be, you know? Like, if you can just be honest with yourself, you're more likely to excel and improve a lot quicker than if you were just waiting for someone else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in a position where I want to be like super like dope. You know what I'm saying? It's like egotistic as that is. Like, I want to be in a position where like
100%.
I'm like for real embodied every aspect of being an artist, and that comes with like, you know, being able to make the hits and being able to make good music. And the only way to do that is to be your best critic, for real.
You gotta see that goal of who you want to be, and some people might call that egotistical, but I think that's just, if you're serious about anything, you gotta like see yourself in that future and be like, that's who I am, and then you gotta like not talk yourself down while you get there, but you gotta look at yourself and be like, what's holding me back from being there?
Exactly.
What am I doing now that I wouldn't be doing then? Why do I sound like this when I should be sounding like that? And it's so clear in your head, even though it doesn't exist. So 100%.
Exactly. People just gonna be more harsh on themselves. You know? Just keep it real. That's
because you're the only one that can change that. Everyone's gonna have something to say, and that's fine. Take it all in, but you're the only one that can really change anything.
For real. And it's like, you're the only person who sees yourself behind the closed doors.
Exactly.
You know.
And no one know you like you know you.
100%. For real.
100%. Talk about the music video as well. How long have you been shooting that one?
Oh, it was a one night shoot. So we craziest thing. We've been working on getting that shoot for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I was going back and forth with my assistant. We was in Fat Louis, like, you know, calling the guy like, yo, we need to use this space, like spot's perfect, you know what I'm saying, for like the vision that we're trying to capture and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he would be like, I don't know, because he's not familiar with the idea of recording and like music video type thing. So it was just like, it was a lot. We went back and forth, and that we were calling him, we were emailing him, and then we just managed to just squeeze everything into like a one night shoot. So we started at Fat Louis, big vibe, you know, had some of the homegirls in there, some of the homeboys, and then from there we went to Eclipse or like Kenjin.
Kenjin,
And we just got them to like spin the track out loud and had like the camera homies around, big vibe.
Exactly, just building that vibe right there. And Kenjin's a nice, like, cozy kind of place. We
was in the booth getting litty. I wouldn't lie to you, for real. It was crazy, and like, you know, it was a moment, because like we knew what we wanted in terms of like how we wanted to be shot and like the artistic side of shit, but like I wanted like the vid to be organic. You know what I'm saying? Like, craziest thing, y'all seen Project X, right? Yeah. So I wanted the vid to be how you felt the first time you watched Project X.
100%.
For real.
You watch how you're like, you feel like you're at that party. And just like, damn,
And it's like I wanted that same feeling. So I just make sure like whatever it was, it just had to be organic. If the homegirls were there, like we were just vibing to the track. It wasn't like, all right, everyone just sit down and we're gonna have Kaye perform, and then you just it was kind of just like, y'all just jump in, you know, and whatever we record.
That's exactly.
And I feel like the fact that we was on like a time crunch too, it just made it like we weren't thinking about the shots too much. We were just like, all right, you gonna stand there, everyone go there, we'll just take it. And the next location, and you know, just try to make it organic, because I don't know about y'all, but the first time I watched Project X, gang, I wanted to recreate it for real, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, that same vibe, you know, bring it to like the music side of things. And I personally feel that that's why people are gravitating to the single more, because like when they see like the BTS and they just see us just having fun, like we're not ain't no one trying to be better than anyone else. Like we're just having fun, and we've been blessed to be in an opportunity where just vibing out, you know? So it's just like, I feel like that's why people are just gravitating towards it because they can just see that we're just having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all still young, got a nice little track under our belt and stuff. So it's just like we're just having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what that matters.
I feel like the whole point of the like 2 a.m. the video is just mad. It's supposed to be just mad energy.
Exactly.
Mad energy. And mad vibes, because that's how the song, like, that's what the song
represents.
Exactly. Mad vibes, mad energy.
Project X, gang. I'm telling you, for real.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Like, even like Project X, a film, right? And taking that and just like kind of molding that into the music video. The concept of 100%. I know that feeling you're talking about. First time you watch that movie, you're just like, you're hyped. I remember I was young as hell. I was watching it. I was like, this is the shit. I was just like, fuck. But like, if you're trying to like look at that and then pass that on to it. But you're exactly right. You can't force that. You can't say like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a party scene. You're gonna dance here. You're gonna do that. And then it's just you might get the shot or whatever, but the vibe's off.
If you go back to how they recorded that movie too, and this is why I got so inspired about it, and like I had to make sure that everything we did for this vid was like organic, but like captured in a nice way. If you go back to how they made that movie, but them guys were partying for 25 days straight, you know, like just straight, no stop partying. And like the vibe wasn't people getting told like, yo, stand here. It was just like, yo, turn the camera on while everyone just enjoys themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to just recreate that. I feel like people like, you know, like you gotta really, I don't know about y'all, but I'll be watching movies hella. You know what I'm saying? And that's where like, exactly. That's where like the idea of like, you know, just changing the art form. It's still art, you know what I'm saying? Movies still art, but it's like, we're just bringing that art to like the music side of things now. You get what I mean? Yeah.
Because I feel like when you start planning stuff, it just gets like a bit mundane. Like
it
just becomes too like scripted.
Exactly.
You don't want nothing to be scripted.
Hell no. And like in the day and age that we're in, like the social media age, everyone's just trying to like gravitate to something that's real. You know, like so much going on in the world that no one can really like, you know, dissect and comprehend. But if you're just giving off like just pure energy, I feel like people are just gonna gravitate to it a little bit more.
100%. But you like, I feel like personally, I think there's a fine line between no planning and also maintaining the vibe and the authenticity of things.
Oh, for sure.
I'll speak on the example of this podcast, right? When I first started like 5 years ago and I was just in high school, and like you get your boys on it, you're all sitting there, you're chatting. There's no real concept. You just got the microphones, you got the cameras, and it's a conversation. Which is going to build a lot of experience in being comfortable in these situations. But then the conversation is not, at least in my situation, it's not going to be entertaining. It's not worth recording.
Exactly.
Right? So, and over time, kind of learning like, okay, so first of all, I want to like have guests on that have something to say rather than just like, hey, like I like you, like let's just come on the thing. Like let's get people that have something to say. And then I did that and I was like, okay, but I need structure to it. You don't want to script a podcast because if you script a podcast, it's like, what the fuck's the point?
It's
like,
you just real conversation.
Exactly. And the vibes are gone. But like even what I'm doing like right here and what I texted you with is just like a little outline of like, what's the idea, what's going on, so that when someone comes, they're like, they know what's happening, you know what's happening, the conversation flows better, because then when it goes dead and then like everyone's just kind of looking at each other like,
at least you got something to go off
exactly, you got something to fall back on. But it's always that fine line with anything, and that's what I had to learn. I always thought like, nah, let me just throw it all in there and just see what comes out. And sometimes good things would come out, but man, it would be so much harder to do that than when I would actually plan a little bit, and then I'd go to the shoot, and things would change.
Facts.
Sometimes I'll be shooting a promotional video or something, and like I'll have this whole plan, I have a little storyboard, and then by the time I shoot, I'm actually like, let's try something else.
Try to switch it.
But you have that base to like change. You can't change it if there's no base.
Hell yeah, you got to be able to just, you know, pivot, you 100%. Know, stick a move and shit. Yeah, for real.
100%, bro. So what is you talked about how you want to become more lyrical, and that's like really where your love for everything is, love for the music. What's your approach to writing music?
Man, it has to, it's deeper. It's deeper than what anyone, you know, paints it to be. Because I look at music as like energy. It is energy, you know what I'm saying? Like if I play a song, it's gonna make you feel some type of way. If I play some rage music right now, you're gonna be like, you know, like in that type of mode to get like active. Or if I play some like lo-fi jazz right now, you're gonna be chilling, feel like you're on a beach or something, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you just gotta go off whatever you get given. You know, at the end of the day, like I just look at myself as a vessel, you know. So like when I hear the music, whatever comes comes. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, like I used to be on the notepad, used to be on my phone heavy, like, you know, writing the raps. Yeah. But it's like nowadays, I just go in and just, you know, whatever comes out, comes out. You know?
You be punching it.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
I feel like that's better than when, like, just writing and all that.
For real, because it's like, it's how you feel at that current moment. You know, like, you're like detaching yourself from, like, you know, the structure of whatever the song may be, like 16-bar verse, chorus, whatever it may be, and you're just going, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever comes. You want to switch the melody, you can, you know? And I feel like that's how music should be made.
100%.
Obviously, like, don't get it twisted, like, when I'm in album mode, like, I go straight back to the pen, but that's different, you know? Like, I'm genuinely trying to package something to the audience. But if I'm just making music, I'm in the studio, like, I just go with the vibe, yo, for real. Whatever comes.
It depends on the type of song, you know. Like if you're making a vibe, you like have fun type of song, you know. Like punching is definitely like the better way to go. Because if you ride, like you start riding, you're just gonna be riding forever. Like I feel like
and it's like you start overthinking it too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever seen like your favorite rapper in the studio? 9 times out of 10, they ain't got nothing in their hands. You know, like they're just going off how they feel. And there's a reason why you mess with that music, because like they were in a position where they were able to just like, you know, be a vessel, and whatever they felt was right, they just spat on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What you can do. What kind of we talked a little bit about what artists kind of inspired you to that direction, what you were listening to at the time, but what type of moments in your life or even philosophies that you've developed over time have kind of made you develop that purpose that you have for your music, for where you want to take it? You talk about you have that purpose, right? What's molded you to have that? Because not everyone has that.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's a thinker. It's a bit of a thinker, bro.
I don't know. I feel like just like meeting people, yo. You know, like you have a real conversation with someone who is doing well in their life, where they'll give you like a whole different aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all ever had a conversation with a millionaire, but they don't speak like no regular ass person. And like the advice they give you with money, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like being in the industry, you bump into like people who were in the position where you want to be in. Man, you gotta drop your pride and just ask them how they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to have conversations, like especially when I went out to LA, I was kicking it with my producer homie that, you know, taking care of me out there, and just being able to have conversations with like real artists. Like we're talking artists that are in the industry right now doing very well for themselves. Just asking them how they did it. You know? And them just being able to break it down, like, bro, you gotta love this music stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta love it, you gotta be about it, and you just can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to realize, like, if you're trying to be a tastemaker in the industry, like you kinda just have to, you can't listen to no one. You gotta be yourself. Like, as corny, as cliche as that sounds, like that's how they did it. For real. Like you look at Kanye's doc. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in them rooms, even when they didn't want him to be there. He was in the rooms playing them the music. Like, yo, listen to this. He's persistent. And like every day he would just come back with different solutions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like people are so caught up in like, you know, the social media age where like you can just blow up today. You know what I'm saying? Like there could be a clip that takes you out the country in the next hour. You know, like everyone's so fixated on that you know, that quick rise to where you want to get. But it's just like, man, it's all character building for real. And just understanding that if you want to stay here, you just got to operate a little bit different to everyone else. You know, like you got to love what you're doing. Like you got to love it. Like I always tell everyone, like my first love for real is like the music. You know, like you have to, cause like it's gonna be there. Even if you get where you want to get to, like the music has to be there in order for you to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta love what you're doing, and man, you just have to you gotta listen to yourself. You know, like at the end of the day, if you go take a little quiet time to yourself, you're gonna really understand how you feel. You know, like everyone's so caught up in being around everyone all the time. They don't be thinking for themselves. You know, like so how I really was able to navigate is just, dropping the pride, listening to people, and just taking that time to be by yourself and just be like, all right, what do I actually want to do in life? Am I serious about this? Okay, cool. If I'm serious about this, then ain't no one telling me nothing. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be delusional, gang, for real. For real.
100%.
Like, when you have those conversations with people that have made it already and they're talking to you about it and they're like, like, this is what I did. You don't want to completely imitate that exactly.
Oh, hell no.
You want to put your own spin on it.
Yeah, hell no.
Like, because when you start going and trying to imitate that, that's it. Like, you're just following them.
Exactly. And
like, you can obviously like use like their sound or something, and like put your own spin on it. But when you start like, you're like, oh, this is how I exactly want to be. That's when you ruin it.
Yeah, there's no authenticity like that. You know, I feel like you kind of just have to grab the blueprint for what it is. You know, like, because, bro, for real, everyone did the same blueprint. You know, you had a sound, you enjoyed making that sound, and you just did whatever you want to do in this music career until someone found you. You know, you keep nailing at the same, or like you keep hammering at the same spot for a while, you're gonna make a hole, gang. You know what I'm saying? And people need to like understand that that's how anything in this world works. You know, like you just gotta be persistent, and eventually, like, the Lord's just gonna put you in a position where you never thought you'd be in. You know, and that only comes with persistence and, you know, being patient and understanding that, like, you know, everything's already been written out for us. We just got to work hard for it. That's all.
Exactly. You got to make sure that, and I said this before in one of the podcasts, but you got to put energy into things, right, for them to actually pay off. You can't, like, a lot of people, they'll look at, like, starting music and they'll think, like, oh, I'll do that as a hobby. You can't do it as a hobby. You're only going to get as much out of it as you put in. Exactly. That energy is going to reciprocate. Now you can't throw a lot of energy at the wall and nothing's going to happen with it because you're doing the wrong thing with it. But that comes with time, and you refine what you're doing and you put that ego down and you say, like, I've been thrown at the wall where, like, this guy, I've been talking to him for a second, maybe I could just walk this way and it'll be so much easier, and I can put that same energy and get so much more for it. But you can't cheat that energy, that hard work, that, like, things that you have to give up for that thing to make it there. Like, a lot of people, like you said, they want that, or like they kind of expect that quick kind of rise to the top. But why? Like, I never understand that. Why would you want that? Because even if you get to the top, even if you get there, you're gonna fall right back down because you didn't build any character.
Just as quick as you went up, you're gonna go down just as quick. For real. Like, there's so much importance and foundation, gang. You know, like, and just understanding like what it means to do whatever you want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes deeper than just like listening to your parents. It goes deeper than, you know what I'm saying, just taking advice here and there. It's just like, it's being truthful and being like serious. I feel like a lot of people like play serious, you know, like no one's like, and that's literally what I asked you when I sat down. I was like, I'm not trying to get serious right now, but like
what's the goal with it?
Where do y'all want to be? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, this setup is nice. Y'all know exactly what you're doing. So it's just like, in order for you to separate yourself, it's just how serious you are. Like, I could give both of y'all the same blueprint. I could give both of y'all the same connect. I could give you guys and someone else the exact same connect. Exact same blueprint. But someone's going to end up coming on top because it was serious. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's literally why I asked y'all. I just wanted to see where your head's at, because, like, and the answer y'all gave me was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. Like, that's how I really came into the industry. And it made it, like, a lot easier because, I have my brother or whatnot. But it's just like, if you just incorporate that inner child in you, you know what I'm saying? When you don't really, like, you don't care what someone has to say. You just do it. Like,
I'm working hard.
Exactly. I'm just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just understanding that, you know, like, everyone has their own path. You ain't gonna be like anyone. Like, that's not how tastemakers are made. Like, you know, by like trying to be like someone. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself and just work hard, yo. For real.
Like you said, like you can fake it. Like, you can say you're gonna do all this stuff, but then at the end you'll know. Exactly. And when it's all done, you'll know who actually put the work in.
I'm telling you.
That's, like,
I'm telling you. And it's funny you say that, because, like, that's like what lingers in the back of my head. Like, bro, right now don't matter, for real. Like catch me in 5 years, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just keep my foot on the gas for just a little bit. and then we're gonna have the same conversation in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when it matters, yo. Like right now isn't like it's life, you know what I'm saying? But like in 5 years it's life though. You know what I'm saying? When you're like getting a lot older, you have more responsibilities, you know, that's when life kicks in for real, you know. People don't understand that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's just consistency, bro. Like
exactly,
100%.
When you stay consistent to something for long enough, it's gonna pay off.
Exactly.
And you still gotta work hard.
Yeah.
But like at the base of it is consistency. And I feel like with everything, like even with like, I mean, I'm really into fighting. So like with like fighting and all that, like you just gotta stay. You gotta keep on doing it. Like right now, like I haven't been training for like ages. But like I'm like, yo, just see me in a couple years.
Exactly.
Like right now, I might be ass, but like see me in a couple years.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like
people
get so caught up in like the right now, because like everything, like you can get quick access to anything just by, you know what I'm saying, looking at your phone and shit. So it's just like everyone thinks right now is what matters. Like nah, gang, like give me 5 good years. I
feel like too many people nowadays are too worried about who they are to other people than who they are to themselves.
For real.
A lot of people, they'll be like, I don't want to be like doing it like that. I'm too stressed about starting a podcast, too stressed about fight, I'm too stressed about doing music or whatever. Because what are other people going to be thinking about that? I've built this perception in my small little group of people that follow me on Instagram or whatever. And if I do this, if I step out of that, then like people are going to laugh at me, people are going to point at me, people are going to see me different. So then they like try refine it because they're trying to make themselves seem perfect for the other people. But that's a complete wrong process. You got to make yourself right to yourself.
What people don't get is that like everything has like some type of cause and effect. Something that you may think is like whack or you may doubt yourself, you could put that in the air and like you could actually go through with it and that could inspire someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like you hold back on like posting something or you hold back on like giving some type of advice or whatever it may be. Like you could have just you could have helped someone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like whatever career you do, just be yourself, undeniably yourself, because you don't know that could like impact someone and give them the courage to be themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everyone kind of recognizes that energy as it comes out. You see, even if it's not your art, not your craft, you see someone doing their thing and you're 100% right. It inspires you to actually step out and do it. You're like with me, I see, I actually haven't seen many podcasts or anything in Brisbane, but I see like creators and everything, or I see musicians in Brisbane. And I've like known Shabba, you know Shabba as well. Like I've known him for a long time, and seeing him grow and seeing the people that he's worked with grow as well from Brisbane, that just inspires me. Because it's like all these people started somewhere. Like all these people, like I want to hear their stories. I want to get them on, talk about like where you started from, how you got there. It's all inspiring because they've taken that step, and it just reminds you to like, that's it. That's all you got to do. You got to take that step. There's not going to be any growth until you do it.
For real.
Nothing's there to grow at the end of the day.
People reckon they can just wake up with opportunity in their hands. And sometimes that might happen, but that's like 1 in a million games, for real.
But you got to build that character, even if the opportunity arises. Like, if you're not the type of person, if you haven't changed as a person during the process, then what's the point of the actual reward?
Exactly.
You got to earn that. If you're not earning that, it doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. That's one thing I had to kind of face like recently. You know, like understanding how important it is to have like a solid character. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in life is like, it's all perception, you know, it's how you take it. You could take a loss and treat that as like, oh man, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Or you could take that same loss and be like, all right, next time let me pivot or let me learn from this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's about being honest with yourself for real. And 100%. Just, bro. Just being a good person, I guess. For character.
100%.
I mean, talk to us about performing, because you know we seen your music video. You got mad energy. We seen the snippets of it. You know. But talk to us about performing. You keep that same energy when you're.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! You know what I'm saying? Like I was from young, I was on the stage with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't nothing. Ain't no crowd gonna scare me, bro. Like being on stage is where I'm comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's energy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, performing, like, I view whether it's performing in a music video or whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, when someone watches that, you want them to feel how you're feeling. I care about what I'm doing. I feel good about what I'm doing. So it's just like, as an audience member or as a viewer looking at my videos or whatever it is, like, I want to make sure you feel that same way. So it's just like, when I'm on stage, like, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? You just rock out with the crowd, like you make sure like they're feeling how you're feeling. Yeah, for real. For real.
100%. And you performed as well. Where were your first performances? Did you ever do, I think I might have seen you, did you ever do one with Shabba, like a Woolly Mammoth?
Oh yeah. That was damn. That was a minute ago. That's when
That's a full
I was under Caleb at that time. But that was dope. Yeah. I would have had a few shows under my belt before that, but that was a cool experience. Yeah. I had just dropped my my EP at that time. Yeah. So like it was that was kind of me, like, you know, first time out, showing it to the audience. Some of the people were knowing the lyrics, which was kind of crazy. Yeah. I only really dropped it like a month before that show. But yeah, that was a minute ago though. Right, it was dope though, for real.
I wouldn't even realize that was you until you said that, like, you'd had that name change.
Yeah. Crazy. I never like thought I would have ever changed my name. And if I'm keeping it a whole 100, I was like frowning upon, like, you know, people like changing their alias. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was like kind of corny, like, man, just be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, bro, you learn. You know what I'm saying? You learn, you grow, and you figure out what you actually like. You know what I'm saying? And like being in the industry such a young age, like, bro, my everything concerning what I do and like what I like, bro, it's online, you know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, but just like my digital footprint has been there since I was like 13, you know, and like you just learn stuff. You learn about the industry, you learn about like the image that you want to carry, and it's like, I bet I need to start this whole thing again. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of what I did, To
curate that image.
Hell yeah.
What is the significance of the name change specifically for you? Is it just that kind of growth into like finding a different sound? Or?
Yeah. It's just a more refined version of myself, yo. You know, like everything I like, I feel like I didn't actually you know, show when I was, you know, rocking it as Caleb, because like, you know, you enter the industry a certain way and you just gravitate towards any opportunity. You know, like any person giving you some type of advice, you just grab it. You know, you don't really process it and see if you like it or if it works for you. You know, so I'll be like 10 years deep in a career that you don't really mess with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really like what you like. So it's just like I feel like ever since the name change, it's just more refined version of myself. You know, just trying to be like, obviously keep that tastemaker value, but just, you know, just undeniably be myself. You know, like 100%. And just give off that energy, like not like middle finger to y'all, but it's almost just like, bro, I'm doing what I like regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's if it's 100 people or 100,000 people rocking with me, you know, like I would much rather go down as someone who didn't really conform to like anything else. You know what I'm saying? So this time around it's just a more like the embodiment of like my actual self, for real.
100%. Talk to us a little bit about it as well, because you frontlined for Saint, was that right?
Oh, hell yeah. That shit was crazy.
I imagine it would be. But talk about like going into that, obviously really big audience there. And they're all there for him. Maybe a lot of them don't know about you. How do you tackle that? How do you get comfortable with that? You mentioned you've been on stages your whole life. 100 or 100,000 doesn't make a difference. But what does that look like for you?
I did when I was rocking it as like Caleb, I had gone on tour with these guys named Horror Show, right? And Aussie demographic completely different to like my demographic. These guys were like 30 and up. But they were cooler, they were hip hop heads, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, that's as bad as it's gonna get. You know, 30, 40-year-olds who don't understand your music. That's as bad as it's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So once I kind of experienced that, I was like, man, I can.
You've already dealt with the hardest part,
You know, like, and it's like, Saint's audience isn't far from like the people who would, you know, listen to my stuff. You know, like maybe the sound's different. You know what I'm saying? But like the demographic, we share the same demographic. It's just the youth. You know what I'm saying? So like, once I kind of experienced that tour, I was just kind of like, bro, I don't care. You know, I'm mainly focused on like, you know, the vibe of the actual show and just being grateful for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like any stage, I don't necessarily like, I'm not too phased on the audience, because it's like everything's receptive, yo. If I like, you know, if I create an atmosphere where people who don't even know me feel like they do, or like feel like they want to know me, bro, then I've like
Exactly.
I've got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of just going into it with the idea of like it's not for me. It's for the experience, gang. You know, like I can't get too caught up in who's in front of me, who's in the audience space. It's just like I got a couple songs. Y'all here for a good time. Let's wild out. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is for real.
Like, if you can get a crowd to just vibe with you, that's what it is.
Exactly. Like people overthink it. It's just. But people came here for an experience, for real. They would maybe want their experience tailored to their favorite artist, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Quote unquote being like Saint or whatever. But it's at the end of the day, people pay money for an experience. So just give it to them. Give them a show, you know, like 100%. Your best efforts, thank the crowd, get off there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for you, for real. Yeah.
And that's that putting that ego down.
Yeah,
being grateful for the opportunity, 100%. That's going to be the key to success with everything. It's just realizing when, like, there's situations where you're like, okay, I'm actually doing crazy. I'm on the top here. But then also humbling yourself and being like, okay, I'm actually front running for this person. Or like, you know, you just got to be grateful for that moment or whatever, and just realize to just take it all in, take in the experience. And then when someone's front running for you and you're on that stage, and everyone's brought to your tour, you're gonna be a completely different man then.
For real. And it's just like, all it is just, you know, like not, as I said before, not overthinking it. You know, like people get the opportunities and like they think about the fact that, okay, this isn't actually my audience. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to give them everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like so proud that I went all out that show. You know what I'm saying? Because to this day, people come up to me asking like, or telling me about like, oh, I seen you at that show. Like I remember you from that show. You know what I'm saying? Even straight after I got off stage, bro, people was just like, people was trying to claim like that they knew me. And during that time, I just did the rebrand, so I had no music online. Like I was fresh, and I got off stage, and like people were like, damn, like I remember you. I'm like, no, you don't, man. Like, no, you don't. For real. They're like, oh, like I've been following you on Instagram for ages. Like I've been listening. I'm like, gang, I have no music online. Like for real. But it was just like that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like they felt away
because they feel like they did know you. Because like they're like, this guy with his energy is like, I've known this dude my whole life. The way I'm feeling with his music.
For real. For real.
That's got to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it was crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
And you love being on that stage, huh?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's where I thrive, gang, for real. And I believe that's like my one-up, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to the music or the marketing or the business, I feel like, you know, there's areas I need to improve on. And obviously on the stage, there's areas I need to improve on. But that's like my bread and butter. Like, on the stage. That's when I like, super comfortable. That's probably when I'm most comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, but people don't understand how powerful like live music is, you know what I'm saying? And being able to like, because you're giving the energy that you don't had when you was making a track. You're giving that to the crowd in real time. You get what I mean? That's what people don't get. Like you're giving it to them in real time. So it's like if you do a good job, bro, like you could receive a diehard fan from one show. You know what I'm saying?
You can receive like someone coming up to you saying they know you.
Exactly. And it's just like people just they don't understand like how serious you need to be when it comes to performing your music, because like that could make or break someone's decision to really ride with you. Like now, if you don't put the effort all the way in, because maybe you just don't want to, or you're not really feeling it, someone who thought, you know, that we're gonna really vibe with you, be like, man, this guy's kind of whack. I ain't really rocking with him. Or could be on the flip side and be like, damn, this guy's crazy. I want to listen to his music forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I see being on stage and the record, like being live, all of that, like that performance aspect is like that's like where you need to perfect it. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be like, your performance game needs to be strong. Because at the end of the day, like even if we're talking finances, bro, that's how you really get bread in this industry. You know, people are walking around being able to do like shows for like 300K, 200K, and you're never going to get to that position until you get good at what you do on stage. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like what you said about, you know, someone in the audience seeing your energy and really rocking with that. Also, I feel like that's applicable to everyone in the industry. Like it's huge networking in any kind of social industry, but 100% in music as well. you're meeting all these different people, all these people with their different sounds and whatever, all these different producers, anyone working in any way in it.
Yeah.
And the energy you bring is it's the word of mouth travels, right? It's like with anything, it's like, oh, you know, we were like recording a song with him and like the energy was good. Yeah. And then a person was like, oh, I think you'd be good doing a collab with him and whatever, all that stuff. It's just, you got to be the type of person, or you got to maintain your character as that type of person that people are going to rock with, to work with, and to watch. That's how you grow, because you need those people around you. And talk about if this is the case for you, with the crowd around you, I'm talking about your close, like, inner circle. Yeah. Have you curated that to be individuals that are going to sharpen you, like iron sharpens iron? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, you are, you're the company you keep, you know what I'm saying? 100%. And people don't get that, like, a lot of, like, and I'm not, people don't get that, like, you have to surround yourselves with people who, like, are doing better than you in areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, the homies I kick it with are some of the flyest niggas I know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking at them like, man, stuff y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, I need to up my game. You know what I'm saying? Next time I go out and I'm with you, I'm going to make sure my fit's better. I'm going to make sure I look clean. You know, like, standard. Even with the music, with the business, with the marketing, anything, you know, like the people I'm around, like obviously on a friendship level, like, you know, they're my fam, but it's just like, you got to put yourself in a position where the people around you are actually like a little bit better than you, gang. You know, like it's the only way that you're going to sharpen their iron, vice versa. You know, because in any type of relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like there's aspects, and even like y'all being brothers, you know what I'm saying? There's aspects that you're going to thrive at that he's not going to thrive at, vice versa. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's being able to put y'all ego aside and be like, all right, I'm going to help you here, you're going to help me here. Exactly. And y'all just keep doing that until you get to where you need to get to. And you're like, at like the level that you want to get to. You're the person you become, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my group is tailored it's tailored in a way that everyone's doing their own thing. Yeah. But in the aspects of them doing it, like everyone has a different strength. You get what I mean? And it's just like, there's no verbal like discussion about everyone's strengths. We kind of just know where we want to go, and then we just move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact I ain't like nearly as wise as with the marketing than it is with like you know, my homegirls and my assistant. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, just being in that environment, you learn. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if they want to do music, or if they want to understand the music industry a little bit more, like that's my strength. You get what I mean? And it's like we kind of just pass the torch on each other. And then I feel like that's how you create like a strong team. Yeah,
that's a good environment to be in.
100%. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. People get so twisted in their ego, gang. I'm telling you, way too twisted, and they miss out on gems, yo, for real, just because they're envious. Yeah,
just because they don't want to hear it from another person.
For real, they don't want to hear it from their friends. Yeah, for real. Like, if you get some honest friends around you, bro, that's all you need for real. Literally,
yeah. Like you gotta like be that honest friend as well.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. That's very true.
Yeah,
very true.
You gotta have that. I feel like having competition with friends and curating and making sure your friends are better than you, like at things. So you can look at them and be like, damn, I want to be where you are in that, but I'm not there. And like, stop, like, you don't want to be friends with people that you don't think are better than you, because then you just end up in this position. There's nowhere to really grow. But like building that competition, like you said, even as brothers, like, I look at him, he's my younger brother. I'm like, there's aspects of his life that he's really excelling in that I could really be doing a lot better in. And instead of being jealous and envious and just distasteful about that, saying like, damn, I need to pick up my game. Yeah, that's competition. That's good, but there can't be jealousy in that competition.
That's also what I was about to say that.
If there's just ego in it, if it's just like, oh, fuck that guy because he's better than me, and you start distancing yourself from everyone just because you can't stand the thought that someone's going to be better than you. Well, newsflash, like there's going to be a shit ton of people better than you.
It's just childish thinking. Exactly. People don't understand that, like, you know, life for us, you know, I'm not too sure how old y'all are, but I'm guessing we're all in our 20s. Yeah. Yeah. Like,
guess how old it is.
Yeah.
Say like you. I thought you was 20, guy. Maybe 19.
15.
Nah, 13. 15.
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
Nah, man, for real.
You're lying to me.
He's dead ass 15. I should have said that before.
But this got more facial hair than me. Nah, you're lying.
I just shaved my shit too. It was down here.
You're joking.
Nah, man, for real.
So you're still in school right now?
Yeah, grade 11.
Oh my days.
I love it. Fucking
there's something in that water game.
Honestly,
bro.
it's that Persian
Making
genes.
different these days.
That's crazy. Hey, like, shout out to your genetics, though, for real. For real.
Yeah, man.
But, like, as I said before, like, we're all young, you know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
all still trying to figure something out. So it's just like, you can't act like you know it all, for real.
Yeah.
Because someone could be in a point in their life where they actually know a little bit more than you.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you just lend that ear, you listen. Now, that experience that they went through to find out that information, they just gave to you.
100%.
You don't have to go through that.
There's like a fine line between jealousy and envy and like actually competition. Like, I want to make you better, you want to make me better.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, if you're better at me than this, I'm not gonna be like, bro, fuck you. Like, I don't like, you know. You want to be like, all right, like, teach me, tell me how,
exactly,
and I'll teach you how to do this.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't ask how. Like,
Exactly.
for real, it's simple as asking how or like why.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, a lot of people don't ask that, for real.
You really got to catch yourself in those moments where you look at, you know, someone that's close to you and you think for a second like, oh, fuck that guy. Because if you let that thought consume you, if you don't catch it, if you don't correct yourself there, it's going to spiral down, and then you're not going to be able, you're going to build up this shell of ego all the way around you. And there's no way to break around that. So it's like, everyone has those moments. I always have those moments. I'm like, and it catches you by surprise. It's just like, your boy's doing something and your first thought before you're even happy for him, or like sometimes, by the way, but like sometimes it's just like, oh, what the fuck? And then you go like, wait, why am I saying what the fuck? This is my boy. I love him. I've known him forever.
Exactly.
And then you fix it, you correct it until one day you maybe won't have those thoughts, or maybe they'll always be there, but you got to be the type of person that fights against that in every point.
Exactly. As long as you're aware, because that's like, that's the first step.
Exactly.
Just being aware. Yeah, hell yeah.
100%. So let's discuss, it's all good. Let's discuss what's happening for you after 2 a.m. Like a little snippet of where you see your future going.
Let's start with the music video. So when's the music video?
That's a good point. When is the music video coming out? It'll probably come out 2 days after.
It's coming. We're dropping it tonight.
Dropping it tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, I'm playing. I'm gonna keep it 100. I
mean, when this comes out.
Yeah. We like right now. Like, you know, the team's we're just doing what we're doing. Like we haven't really put a date to anything. You know, we're just trying to fill out the single, you know what I'm saying? Because we believe that the single could do well. So I'm just giving the song a little bit more space to breathe, you know what I'm saying? But but I want to try to get that vid out ASAP. Yeah. Like end of this month for sure. Yeah. And then I'm gonna let that breathe for a bit. And I'm just come back, release some more music. I got some music in the tuck.
Damn.
I got some music in the tuck. The next one after 2 a.m. is gonna be crazy. I can
same type of vibe. Or like
nah. We're switching it. I don't want to give off too much, but like just very nostalgic, very 2000s. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like it's more for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's my demographic. But the next one after 2 a.m. I'm very keen. Very keen.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to see that as well.
Hell yeah.
Are you gonna, like we talked a little bit at the beginning about more lyrical type of direction as well? How does that look like in your recent kind of future?
I feel like right now, like I'm just having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
on the vibe.
I went like years back to back doing that lyrical miracle stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's my nature. Like I'm good with the pen. That's my nature. I've been doing it. So right now I'm just really just trying to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? And when album mode comes, God willing, like next year, when that comes, then I can really hone back into that, like, you know what I'm saying, lyricism.
Back to your roots.
Yeah, exactly. Straight back to the roots. But for the meantime, just like building my audience, making sure my community's strong, and like the people who really have eyes on me, making sure like I give them like product, you know what I'm saying, and good product at that, you know what I'm saying. So just having fun with it, like not really trying to think it too much, just working on, you know, just creating that atmosphere around your name and just working on your image, and then people don't have fun with their music, you have fun with it,
I feel like that's how you pop off. It's
real.
Like when you just having fun,
and
then you just keep on releasing. But if you try and like, obviously, like, it's good to do, like, the, you know, like, the lyrical, lyrical shit and all that. But I think that comes after.
Exactly.
Like, when you start with that, you haven't even built the base yet.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have people to, like, vibe to your music. They're like, oh, yo, what this guy released now? Instead of, like, this is just another guy releasing lyrical shit.
It's like too much to digest, you know what I'm saying? And the day and age that we're in, everything's just quick, you know what I'm saying? The attention span is terrible. So it's like you have to be in a position where you can just make some fun vibes, like, you know, some things that just people can resonate with, you know what I'm saying? Because I got, like, when it comes to that lyrical stuff, I got a lot to talk about, but I know I can't talk about it just yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's, like, so many, like, styles of music that I want to explore that embrace that style, but I can't do it just yet, you know, because I know that in order for me to do that, I need a platform, I need an audience, I need people who are going to listen to it, you know what I'm saying? So, 100%. For the meantime, just having fun with it. Yeah,
exactly. You're 100% right. People's attention spans are absolutely
terrible.
Terrible. So if you got something worth saying, you got to cut it up into 15 short, like 5-second clips. Try get a word in every now and then. For real. It's actually crazy.
For real.
Even like nowadays, we talked about this a little bit on a couple podcasts ago. Like you see, like TikTok Shorts, Instagram Reels, or whatever, all that stuff. That's where like 99% of like internet information has come from nowadays. Exactly. You're trying to do anything on your phone, you find yourself like, what am I doing? Like it's like you're scrolling, like, what's happening?
You're competing against like people who literally create their music sound to benefit that type of attention span. You know, so it's like you're trying to talk lyrical miracle, man. Someone just made some song about nothing and that's doing like 1 million streams. Exactly. That's your comp. That's what it's like. You gotta like just a little bit of wiggle room, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all the way do the brain rot shit, but
No brain rot music.
For real.
Let's see one more brain rot song on my fucking reels.
Bro, all my days. I've been trying to steer away. Like, I'll be on my phone heavy, I can't lie, but I try to steer away because, like, it's getting out of hand, especially with, no, for real, especially with the AI, like, it's getting out of hand, gang. Like, I'll be looking at something, and it's like, I don't actually find this interesting. It's not going to benefit me, but I'm looking at it, and I run it back too. I'll look at it again, like, damn.
It's like a minute of your life, it's just gone.
Bro, just staring at my phone.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Bro, there's this like thing that's going around. I don't know if it's like a trend, but it's like a baby. Right? And it's singing some like Asian Chinese song. And bro, like I've seen like 20 of them vids. And the thing is, I know exactly what it's gonna be. Like anytime I see it, I'm like, okay, that's the trend. And I still watch the whole thing. I still watch it. I'm like, damn, I just wasted like some time. Like,
You know, the other day, I don't know if you've seen this, Daniel probably has seen this. There's these two, and I don't even know what their names are, but I always watch their videos. There's these two like AI rappers. It's like a bear and a wolf. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Facts.
There's like 1 a.m. pop. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, that guy, they're now beefing, and I'm so invested. It's too fucking. But like, and I was sitting there, I was watching commentary on it in shorts, and I was just like. I stopped, I put my phone down. It was one of those moments where you just flip your phone down and you just sit there and you're like,
you just go like, what am I doing? What I just watch? Why am I looking at this?
Exactly.
Nah, for real though.
But you're right, like with everything, you're competing with that. And like, you don't want to, you know, you have a story, you have, you know, authenticity to yourself, you have character, you have integrity, so you don't want to give up on all that. Exactly. Because a lot of people, they're willing to give up and they're going to excel. But you gotta, you know, wiggle room a little bit this side, that side, cut the fluff out. Even though you think it's important or whatever, just so you get that audience. And once you have it, you can actually get information.
It's just taking a more realistic and mature approach. Just knowing that you know where you want to go, but it's not gonna always be the plan that you want. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tailor it to whatever's going on and just, you know, keep your moral compass where it should be, and then just go about it.
100%.
Did you have you been living in Brisbane your whole life?
Yeah. I was born and raised here. I did a little bit of traveling here and there, but I've been staying here the whole time. Shout out Brisbane, man.
For real, shout out Brisbane. What do you think where do you see yourself in the future of the Brisbane kind of scene? Because I feel like even from 5-10 years ago, it's changing, it's growing.
Yeah, it's different. I feel like it's a little bit more accepting now, which is beautiful. Back in the day, it was just like, man, if you wasn't making the Aussie hip hop, you get your ass out of here, for real. There was they were hoeing anyone who wasn't making like traditional Aussie hip hop. So the fact that, and I feel like it's only like that because of Kid Leroy. You know what I'm saying? He's the one guy who's really like helped the Aussie scene, bro. Even when when I went to LA in October, the minute they found out that I was from Australia, bro, like the love that they gave me was different, you know? And that's because of that guy, because he bridged that gap. So, in the Brisbane scene, though, like, you know, I want to see myself as a pioneer of the sound, you know, like someone who kind of just slipped through the crack a little bit and created more of an atmosphere that's current. You get what I mean? Because, but not even just Australia, but Brisbane is so behind. I feel like when it comes to like music, fashion, whatever, like we're slowly getting the hang of it, and we're slowly, you know what I'm saying, building some. Pardon me. But we're behind, bro. For real. Like you go. If we're talking Brisbane, you gotta take a trip to Sydney, Melbourne. You know what I'm saying? They're on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
especially Melbourne as well.
Yeah. Melbourne's on it for real. Now, just taking Australia as a whole, you go UK, you go USA, the whole continent's behind. You know what I'm saying? So, in 5 years or a few years' time, I just, you know, I look at myself as obviously just doing what I'm doing right now, releasing the music, making good music. You know what I'm saying? Putting efforts out, but just like on a bigger scale of things. You know what I'm saying? Much bigger audience, much more at stake. You get what I mean? More of a platform. But I want to be a pioneer, bro. I want to be someone who said they were gonna do something and they did it. That's all it is for real. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Do you see yourself still staying Brisbane based with all that though?
Oh hell no!
Nah, you're out as soon as you can get out.
I'm out of here. Like no shade, for real.
It is a bit of a dead city, but I feel like that's its charm, though.
If I even if I was to stay in Australia, I don't think I'd be in the city. The only reason I like this city for real is because of the pace. Like I feel like it's a little bit more chill, slow pace. But if the opportunity comes, bro, I'm out of the country, like with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? Like you take a trip overseas and you really go find out what you want to do, you'll realize that Australia is cool and you know we're in a safe environment, but for your niche, gang, like you gotta go out of the country.
That's true. It depends what you're doing.
Yeah, for real. But even at that, like this is more opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine even with your fighting gang, you know, like Australia has a system built, whatever it may be. Imagine you go take a trip to like Europe or something like that, like any other continent, and you go continue doing what you're doing, bro, you're gonna bump into someone that's like in the industry where you're trying to go.
It's bigger.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like we don't have the same resources, we don't have the same celebrities, we don't have the same like infrastructure that any other continent has, you know? And
I mean, especially music, like
hell yeah.
Like in fighting, like we're catching up with some of the stuff, but like music is like it's far behind Australia.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And they're like 50 years behind.
Like if you live in the UK, USA, like who do you like other than like Kid Leroy, maybe like One Fool, like who do you really know?
No one.
Australia.
No one. Like, and it's just like no one that's as you said before, apart from Kid Leroy and 1-4, no one that's like quote unquote cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we have people that's popping off. For real. We have people that's popping off in the pop scene. Like I got hella homies in the pop scene, in the country scene, you know, doing super well. Even females in the R&B scene doing super well. But it's like, you know, there's like this youth type of environment that they're not capturing, that people aren't seeing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they look at Australia, all they really get to see is the pop and, you know what I'm saying, that like watered down R&B or whatever the country, whatever it may be, and then they might just get the glimpse of 1-4 and Leroy. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I feel like there's so much talent, but they just haven't been recognized. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Definitely feel like there has been much more talent.
Over
the while, but you're right. It's on a global scale. It's such a spec.
Yeah.
You don't really have too much that's out there. Maybe that's gonna change. I'm really hoping that Bris Vegas. I love that. Bris Vegas pops off. Bro,
God, nah, for real. I feel like we've been doing well for the past like year and a bit. We've been doing very well, or maybe even like 2-3 years. Low key, like. It's moving. It doesn't matter if it's moving quick or slowly, like it's still moving though. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You have anything to say, Daniel?
No, I mean, Yeah, like I kind of agree with that because like Melbourne, we're kind of catching up to Melbourne and like Sydney. I mean, even Gold Coast, I feel like it's further than us.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Like we're very behind, for real.
Like all the major events that happen in Australia, it's like mostly like Gold Coast, Sydney, Melbourne. Like you don't really hear about Brisbane. I mean, fucking Perth, that shit. Like we don't even acknowledge that.
Like you wake up in Perth, and you go straight back to sleep, bro.
For real.
And like Adelaide, like, bro. But Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Gold Coast is like the main. I mean, I don't even know.
Like Gold Coast is kind of slept on.
Yeah, I feel like Gold Coast is slept on. We talked about
I feel like Gold Coast gets the recognition for real. Like there was people that came. I remember like during the Promised Land time. I remember like there was so many like artists like out of the country that came, and they knew about Gold Coast and they didn't know what Brisbane is. You know, like even just let it. Because there was a time that we had to go get a mic for one of the artists that came down from Africa, and they were like, "Oh, we got to travel back to Brisbane to go get this mic." And over here, like, what's Brisbane like? Are y'all going like 4 hours away? Like, what's happening? You know?
Yeah.
But this is the fact that they knew what Gold Coast was. They didn't know what Brisbane was. Yeah.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. In Gold Coast, always the tourism and everything. I guess, but that transfers over to recognition on even a pop culture level or just a culture level.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
This is true.
Sure.
But yeah, I think we've kind of covered a lot of things there. Your journey and everything. Is there anything that you want to share? Anything that like this is going to be posted, let's say 18th of May. So whatever's going to happen after that you want to share.
We're gonna be dropping the 2 a.m. music video very soon.
God willing.
Yeah, God willing. For real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just y'all tap in. You know, we got a lot of cool, very cool stuff planned this year. So I feel like y'all just need to tap in early before it's too late. That's all.
Exactly.
I appreciate y'all having me there for real.
I appreciate the energy and the vibes that you brought to the set as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a very good podcast.
Hell yeah.
I love it when like I look at the time like near towards the end and I'm like, it's been like what, an hour and 16 minutes.
You don't feel like it.
You don't feel like it. That's a whole month of
talking. Like,
exactly. Real, yeah, that's how it should be there. 100%. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys very much for watching. And we'll catch you next week with whatever we're doing next week.
For sure.
See you guys. We're out.
Later.